what
So
life,
I'm actually
how your hair
curious
would
when it
look in real
comes
life.
to most people, like you, the ones that you're doing, like that are on magazine covers and whatnot. Is there something that is very typical for you to do? Now, as in the pro side of our industry, you are a well-known educator, and your technique, I like, actually amongst me and my friends, we all call it, like, hair porn when we see the technique that you do.
Yeah.
It's absolutely mesmerizing. So I know that what you're doing brings this beautiful, flawless, sun-kissed, gorgeous balayage. And I'm wondering, how is that more of the kind of look that you're usually getting coming in? Is that the kind of things that a lot of modeling agencies are demanding, a lot of magazines are demanding, or is things starting to shift? Is there other things they're looking for?
I think that it really does depend per person. I like to customize per person. I would say that I've noticed with all this like pandemic that's happened and everything, I think there has been a shift. I think there's been a big shift in from high maintenance color turning into everyone wanting to be a bit more low maintenance because everyone's been looking at the mirror, nitpicking, like, doing whatever. So I do think that things have shifted. So a lot of these like frosty, icy toned clients, whether it's a bleach and tone or a highlight, I do find that a lot of people are starting to accept and embrace the warmth a bit more, which is nice, because what people tend to not understand is that gold reflects the most light. So you're going to get most of that shine from something that has a golden or a warm tone, opposed to like frosty, icy white. People are like, I want it bright, 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 bright. But gold is going
It
to
takes a
reflect
lot
more
of
light.
work to get that light, ashy shine. It
Yes,
takes a lot.
exactly. Yes. And it takes a long time to really get you there. Because even if you have that frosty like color, it's not going to have that glow for quite some time until you've done it repeatedly for, quite some time. But I would say for the most part, I wouldn't say that I've noticed most people going, dark or light or, one or the other. But what I have noticed, whether you're brunette or blonde or redhead, I've noticed a lot more requests for like low maintenance type color.
I like that. And do you get a lot of redheads? I'm sorry, I'm curious.
I know. So a common question. So when I get new clients, they'll come into the salon and they're like, oh, my assistant will seat them, and I'll come over and I'll like say, hey, like, what are we doing today? And they're like, oh, we're here for Bianca. And I'm like, oh, I'm Bianca. And they're like, oh, I didn't know, I thought you would be blonde. And I was like, oh, why? And they're like, well, because you're known for your highlights. And I was like, okay, I could see that. But that's always like funny to me.
Don't do it to my own hair.
I'm actually allergic to bleach, so I can't even highlight myself even if I wanted to. But, sorry, I'm going off topic now.
No, that's fine. No, but I mean, I think that there's definitely, like you were saying about having a lot of natural colors coming in. I know that that is your natural color, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Yes. But going back to what I was saying with the redheads, I know, gorgeous.
But redheads, yes. So new clients will come in and they'll say, what do you do the most of, blonde or brown? And I'm like, well, I wouldn't say I do more brunettes or blondes. I think it's 50-50, but I have some redheads, but I would say that I definitely do the least amount of my clientele. The least amount is redheads. I do quite a bit of fantasy colors. So like pink, blue, like fire red and stuff. But I would say natural redheads, that's probably my least requested look. And so a lot of people do come in. I can foil highlight, and, I do different types of highlights, even with balayage painting. But I think what most people want to see is those cottons. They want to see for lack of a better word, the painted like stripes on the hair and stuff. They want to see that because that's what they're seeing on my Instagram. I remember one time I went to the Middle East and I did a different type of highlight, like a different pattern. I like to call it kind of like sheets, where I'm kind of covering more ground, all the hair, opposed to like a skinny stripe. It's covering all the ground. So one of the clients out there, she was just like, she's so funny. And she's like, excuse me. She's like, are you not going to be doing the stripes? And I was like, well, for the look that you want, we discussed all these like photos. We had a consultation. And I didn't tell, I mean, I don't tell them I'm doing stripes or I'm not. I just,
it's like, why would we tell them our technique? There's no reason.
Yeah, exactly. There's
no
no
reason, you get right? To the destination.
Yes, exactly. So then, you know, I get in there and I start painting and she's like, excuse me, are you going to do this check? So I was like, well, actually to get, you know, what you need is, you know, more achievable by this. And so those are kind of funny things, but for the most part, people, what they do request is that specific look, you know, whether it's like the Rocky Barnes or whether, you know, they're pointing out photos on my Instagram that, you know, are painted by my signature balayage. So